The scariest monster you'll ever face isn't hiding under your bed. It isn't the ghost in the attic or the villain in your favorite horror movie. The scariest monster you'll ever face is the one staring back at you in the mirror. It's the voice inside your head that says, "You are not good enough." The one that replays every mistake you've ever made like a highlight reel of failure. It's the critic that magnifies every flaw: your body, your choices, your scars. It's the fear that tells you not to take risk because you'll only embarrass yourself. It's the shame that whispers you'll never change no matter how hard you try. We often think our biggest enemies are outside of us: haters, toxic bosses, judgmental family members. And yes, those can be painful, but the truth is, no one can cut you deeper than you can cut yourself. Nobody else knows your weaknesses as intimately as you do. Nobody else knows the exact words that will hit you the hardest. That's what makes the monster in the mirror so terrifying. It wears your face. Think about how many times you've held yourself back, not because someone told you no, but because you told yourself no. You didn't apply for the job because you thought you weren't qualified. You didn't speak up in the meeting because you assumed no one wanted to hear you. You didn't leave the unhealthy relationship because you believe you didn't deserve it better. That's the monster at work, not outside forces, but the inner voice that convinces you to shrink yourself. And here's the thing: that monster feeds on silence. It grows stronger every time you avoid facing yourself, every time you numb out with distractions, every time you run from the reflection. The monster gains ground. But the moment you decide to face it, to actually look at yourself in the eye and say, "I see you, and I am not afraid of you anymore," that is when the monster starts to lose its teeth. Let me give you an example. Oprah Winfrey has talked about how, in her early years, she struggled with self worth because of her traumatic childhood. Despite her talent, she often heard that inner voice saying that she wasn't enough. It wasn't the world's judgment that almost stopped her, it was her own. But when she faced that monster, acknowledged the pain, and chose to see herself as worthy, she transformed, not just her own life, but millions of others. Or think of everyday examples: the person who avoids going to the gym, not because they don't want to be healthy, but because they can't stand the voice in the mirror saying, "You're too far gone." Or the artist who leaves their canvas blank for months, not because they lack ideas, but because the monster whispers, "You'll never be as good as the others." Here's the twist: the monster isn't actually your enemy, it's your shadow. And shadows only exist where there's light. Those parts of yourself you fear, your doubts, your insecurities, your regrets, are also the raw materials of growth. They are invitations. They are saying, "Face me, learn from me, transform through me." When you stop running, when you stop performing, when you start meeting yourself with honesty and compassion, the monster becomes something else entirely. It becomes a teacher. It shows you where you're still bleeding. It points out the places that need healing. And eventually, you realize it was never a monster at all. It was just you, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be set free. So the next time you catch a reflection and feel haunted, don't look away. Look deeper. That scary voice, that harsh critic, that's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your liberation. Because the most terrifying monster you'll ever face is the one in the mirror. And once you learn to face it, there isn't a ghost, villain, or critic in the world that can touch you.